Hi friends, are you ready to jump right back into the last part of our story? Today is the most exciting, the best part of the whole story, and I'm so excited to share it with you. Yesterday we read a very sad part of the story where Jesus had to die on the cross. He was all alone, nobody was there with him on the cross. He was alone, he was hurting, he had nails in his hands and a pokey crown on his head of thorns, and he was hurting, and God was not with him because God could not be near the sin, all of the sin that was on Jesus of the whole world. And he had to die like that on the cross so that our sins could be cleaned, because we could not die on the cross and save our own sins because we don't have God's power. But you know what? That story was not over yet. Surprise! After Jesus died, Jesus' body was put in a special cave. They rolled a huge stone over the front of the cave and even sent some guards to watch the cave to make sure that no one would come inside. But 3 days later, early in the morning, there was a big earthquake. That's like when the whole ground is shaking and everything's rolling around. An angel came down from heaven and rolled the stone away. And when the guards saw him, they shook with fear and fell down. One of Jesus' friends named Mary came to the cave that morning, and she saw that the stone had been rolled away. When she went in, she saw the angel there. "Are you looking for Jesus?" he said. "Yes," said Mary. "Silly, he is not here, for he has risen, just like he said he would. Go and tell his friends, and they will see him again." Mary was so excited, she ran all the way to their house. Jesus was not dead. He was alive. She was not sad anymore. She ran back and shared the good news. At first, Jesus' friends did not believe her, but soon they would. "Here they are," she's saying. "Jesus is alive. He's risen again from the cave. He raised himself from the dead." And they said, "Silly Mary, Jesus is dead. He's not alive anymore. He died on the cross and he's in the tomb." And she said, "No, he has risen. Come and see." And they all ran into the tomb and they found that Jesus really wasn't there. He was alive. His body was gone and he was alive again. Now the friends were getting very worried. They did not know what had happened to Jesus' body. Some friends believed that Jesus was alive again, but they hadn't seen him. So how did they know? Some friends thought that Jesus' body had just been stolen by robbers or an animal. Some friends believed that he was really alive, so they all went and hid inside a room and locked the door. But while the door was locked and all the windows were locked and they were deciding what to do and how to go looking for Jesus, suddenly he appeared with them. He was alive with them, and his friends were amazed. They were a little bit afraid. Some of them thought they were seeing a ghost. "Why are you afraid?" Jesus said. "It's me. Touch me. Look at me. A ghost does not have skin and bones, but I do. I am alive." And he showed them that he still had holes in his hands where they had put the nails, and in his feet. See the holes in his hands and his feet? Where they had put the nails, they were still there. And then they knew that Jesus was really alive. Jesus had explained to them that he had a job to do. He had to die on the cross to save us from our sins, but that he was strong enough and had power to come back to life, to be stronger even than death. After Jesus died on the cross and was raised again from the dead, he spent some time with his friends, and he gave them important directions. He told them that they were going to do a special job for him, even when he left. He reminded them that they should be kind and love one another, but later, Jesus said, "The time is right. My Spirit will come upon you, and soon I will leave you." After Jesus said all these things, he went up to heaven until a cloud hid him from their sight. All of a sudden, two men appeared. They were wearing white clothes. They looked at the friends and said, "Why are you staring up at heaven? Jesus has gone into heaven, and someday he will return to you. Now go and do as Jesus said." So Jesus rose from the dead. He saw all his friends, and afterwards he had to go up into heaven to be the king up in heaven. He couldn't stay on earth forever, but he gave his friends a job to do. Their job was to go and tell the whole world about Jesus and share his stories, tell people about his miracles, and tell people about God's love. Some of the disciples even decided to write some of the stories down. And guess what? Some of the stories that we've read in the Bible, they were written by Jesus' friends. And that's how we have the Bible, is that his friends were given a special job to tell the whole world about Jesus. And that also means that they wrote it down so that we can know the stories about Jesus too. Wow, what an exciting story, you guys. That makes us all the way to the end of this Bible. That makes us all the way done with the stories for Jesus's life. We've learned so much about Jesus and his love, but I love this Easter story the most. It reminds me that I do not have strong power like Jesus. Only he has the power to save me from my sins, to die on the cross, and come back to life again. I'm not going to come back to life after I die, and I can't wash my heart from all my sins. Only Jesus can do that. Don't forget that the most important part about the Easter story is Jesus, just like it says on the front of our Bible. It's all about Jesus. That's right, Jesus. It's all about Jesus, because he's the one that makes all the plans. He makes all of our sins clean, and he's the one that we get to be with when we go to heaven too. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this Easter stories. There's a lot more videos that are going to come, and we're going to be learning more Bible stories, even though we're done with Jesus's real life story. There's lots more stories in the Bible that are exciting and fun, and we're going to be learning about those soon. All right, guys, have a happy Easter. I miss you all, and I hope you have a great day. Bye.